The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report? It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has these solutions for you. Jeff Sipes and his team at Blue Water Credit take care of that for us. They do a great job. 10 tips to live credit smart. Your report. Interesting information right here. So, first step, get a copy of your credit report. I use myfico.com. Myfico.com. I look at it nearly every day. Now, you don't have to be as intense about it as I do, but I go to myfico.com because what do I want to do? I'm an educator. I'm a consumer advocate. I'm chatting with you on a regular basis. And what I'm doing, and when I do that, is I play with my credit scores so I can see what they're doing. Obviously, if I'm going to use my credit report for something, then I need to stop playing with it a couple months in advance and use it the right way. But I might let my credit utilization increase to see what effect that's going to have on my score. I might let them go. I'll drop it down. Maybe I'll see if I have my balance as zero. I've even had my balance as negative, where I've paid more than I owe at the statement closing date. And we've talked about that before. But I look at the statement closing dates and I watch that like a hawk. So maybe I'll have my numbers negative and see what that does to the scores. That way, when I consult with people, I can say, here's what we see. Recently, I let one of my cards go to 105% of utilization. It dropped my scores about 20 points. So think about those issues. But I wouldn't know that if I didn't get a copy of my credit report. You have to know your credit scores, not the FACO scores. I want you to know what your FICO scores are. Credit score translates the information in your credit report into a number reflecting the risk of doing business with you. Well, there are many different types of credit scoring models. A higher score generally represents lower risk. To check your risk, request a credit score when you order that report. Myfico.com. Myfico.com gives that to you. Provide complete, accurate, and consistent identification on credit applications. This helps you set up your credit history correctly from the beginning, ensures that your new accounts will be matched to the correct report, and minimizes the chance that your credit file will be incomplete. So I've shared this before in the past. One of my credit cards actually pulled in my name or reported my name, and it truncated. So what it did is it took Ronald and then the first two letters of my middle name. And that happens to be IV. So what ended up happening is one of the bureaus now has me as Ronald Siegel IV, IV. Well, there is no 1, 2, 3. Well, maybe there is from other people, but not in my family. I am not the fourth, just Ronald Siegel. Well, they tell you that having an incorrect name has no bearing on your report. But I'm here to tell you that I have seen with my own eyes when I get the report corrected, and then another month or two later, reverts back. And the day that it reverts back, mysteriously, my score will drop 7 to 9 points. That's what I've seen. So make sure you give complete, accurate, and consistent identification. Set up a budget and live within it. Credit should not be used to live beyond your means. By setting a budget and living within it, you still avoid using credit to overextend yourself. Number 5, have some credit, but not too much. Big issue I see on a regular basis when people come to us on the private client side and they want consultations. Their credit scores aren't what they want them to be. And I look and I say, well, you've got no credit. How is the bureau going to rate you when you have no credit? So I've shared this one before. Separate credit card for your cell phone bill, your cable bill, your internet bill, and any other consistent bills that you get. If you're getting a consistent bill and you know you're going to get it every month, the recommendation right there is to go and just pay that with a credit card. Get a separate credit card for each one. Why do I like a separate credit card for each one? Well, because you can do an automatic pay, so it keeps your credit active. and you can go to your checking account and set up automatically a payment from your checking to that credit card, so it gets paid a day or two after your bill gets paid. Easy way of doing things, and it keeps your utilization low. And it takes care of number 6. It pays your bills on time. Late payments, delinquencies is what they call them, negatively impact your credit scores and affect your ability to get credit, since they indicate a stronger likelihood that you will make late payments again or will be unable to pay your debts in the future. If you fall behind on your payments, contact your lenders, which may work with you to set up a different payment schedule or interest rate. Number 7, have a mixture of credit types. So you want to have mortgage, installment loans, and recurring. The revolving, revolving is your credit cards. So you want to have some of everything. Installment and mortgage are very similar, but they value them differently. Keep your credit card balances low. High outstanding debt can affect your credit scores because it results in a high utilization rate or balance to limit ratio, making you appear to be an increased credit risk. Keeping your balances low compared with credit limits shows that you are not tempted to charge more than you can pay and can handle larger amounts of available credit. Number 9, use caution when closing accounts. Closing an account is not always a good thing because it can result in an increase to your utilization rate. However, if you want to eliminate a few cards with high interest rates or fees and you have ample credit available to you, the impact on your credit score should be relatively minimal. Do it strategically. Do it 6 months before you're thinking about closing, before you're needing to use your credit. Number 10, apply for and open new credit accounts only as needed, or do it strategically. If you know you're not going to be using your credit for 6 to 12 months from now, well, maybe you can go ahead and open those credit cards that I mentioned to you a little bit earlier and get that report, get that payment on your cell phone bill. And your my mind's gone blank today. Get the payment made for your cell phone bill. Get the payment made for your internet bill, for your cable TV bill, any of your recurring bills that will allow you to do it without penalty. I don't want you to do it with a penalty. That's the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by creditsanitizer.com.